Welcome back to Not the End. Today I will show you an action fantasy horror film from 2003 titled Underworld. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The world you know is not the only one. Beneath the streets of Budapest, hidden in rain and shadows, a war has been raging for 6 centuries. On one side, vampires, immortal and ruthless. On the other, lycans, werewolves who were once enslaved by their vampire masters before they rebelled. The vampires believe they have nearly won. They think the lycans are almost extinct. They are wrong. High above the city, crouched on a rain-soaked rooftop, is Selene. She is a death dealer, a vampire warrior trained exclusively to hunt and kill lycans. Tonight, 2 lycans are moving through the crowd below her, and they are not after vampires. They are following a human, a young man named Michael Corvin, 28, a medical resident who has no idea what is tracking him. Selene and her team follow them down into a subway station. On the platform, the larger lycan spots one of the vampires and opens fire. Commuters scatter. In the chaos, Michael throws himself over a wounded girl and presses his hands into her wound, keeping her alive, completely ignoring the gunfight raging around him. Remember that. It is the most important thing you learn about Michael Corvin. The lycans are using ultraviolet ammunition, rounds that explode with daylight intensity light on impact. Selene's partner dies on the platform, burning from the inside out. Selene returns with something, a bullet casing like nothing she has seen. The lycans have engineered a weapon specifically built to kill vampires. This is not desperate animals surviving. This is a military operation. Selene returns to the vampire estate, a vast gothic mansion outside the city. This coven is currently run by a vampire named Craven, charming, well-dressed, and deeply insecure. He dismisses her report immediately. He has bigger concerns. The awakening is only days away. Here is what the awakening means. The 3 ancient vampire elders, the most powerful vampires alive, do not stay awake continuously. They sleep in rotation, one ruling for a century at a time. The elder Victor is about to wake. This is why Craven needs everything to look perfect. Victor is not a forgiving man. Selene goes to the weapons master Khan, who confirms the UV ammunition is military grade, something the lycans stole from humans. She wants to strike the lycan position immediately. Craven refuses, so she does what she always does when he refuses. She mentions Victor, and she walks away. Below the city, in a flooded bunker of crumbling walls and rusted chains, the lycans are very much alive, and their leader is someone every vampire in the coven believes has been dead for centuries. Lucian. Lucian was the first lycan, born in captivity, raised as a slave, and eventually the leader of the great lycan uprising that started the war. The vampires say they killed him. They did not. Lucian is calm, intellectual, and 3 moves ahead at all times. Beside him is Singe, his chief scientist, running blood experiments deep in the tunnels. They're looking for something specific, a human descended from one rare ancient bloodline, someone they call the Carrier. Of all the candidates they have tested across years, Michael Corvin is the one, and tonight they lost him. Lucian is not panicking. Lucian is patient. They will find him again. Selene has not forgotten the human from the subway. She develops photographs from her dead partner's camera, clear shots of Michael's face taken just before the firefight. The lycans were deliberately following him. Why would a lycan pack spend resources tracking a random human? She runs his face through the system. Michael Corvin, medical resident, night shift. She goes to find him. She watches him from a distance first, and Michael, jumpy and on edge since the subway, notices her watching. Their eyes meet. He is drawn to her immediately, in a way he cannot explain. Before Selene can approach, Lucian's men, disguised as police, close in from all sides. A chase begins through the streets of Budapest. Selene intercepts, pulls Michael into her car and drives hard until the pursuers are gone. She takes him to a vampire's safe house, a bare apartment, stocked with weapons and packets of synthetic blood from a company the vampires secretly own. Michael asks questions. Selene gives the shortest possible answers.
Yes, vampires are real. Yes, so are werewolves. No, she does not feed on humans. Yes, the war has been going on for centuries. He asks why she hates them so much. She goes silent. Then, they tore her family apart. They took everything from her. It is the most human thing she says in the entire film, and she says it like it still hurts after centuries. But before she can learn more about why the Lycans want Michael, he gets worse. Fever spiking to 104, body reacting to a bite from the chase. Selene takes Michael to a hospital contact. Lucian's men show up again, inject Michael with something, and draw a vial of his blood before Selene fights them off. She now knows the Lycans did not just want to capture Michael, they specifically needed his blood. That is a very different kind of threat. Back in the Lycan lair, Singe tests Michael's blood against pure Lycan blood. What happens in the beaker stops him cold. The two strains do not just mix, they recognize each other and combine. Michael Corvin is a direct descendant of Alexander Corvinus, the very first immortal, the original source from which both the vampire and Lycan bloodlines separately descended centuries ago. He carries both in dormant form in his DNA. He is the bridge, the key to something that has never existed, a hybrid. Half vampire, half Lycan, stronger than either. Lucian has been working toward this for centuries. If he can bite Michael and pass the Lycan virus to someone already carrying the Corvinus strain, the resulting hybrid would be unstoppable. It would end the war, because nothing could stand against it. Every sacrifice, every decade of hiding, every move Lucian has made, it was always leading to this single biological moment. Selene breaks into the vampire archive and finds records that stop her cold. Communication between Craven and Lucian going back over a century. Craven has always known Lucian is alive. He's been covering the Lycan's tracks, falsifying kill reports, keeping the Coven blind in exchange for something she cannot yet identify. The entire Coven has been operating inside a lie Craven has maintained for 100 years. She makes her decision immediately. She goes directly to the chamber where Victor sleeps and wakes him early, one of the most serious violations of Coven law in existence. Victor wakes slowly. He is ancient in a way no other character in this film is. His authority is total. He looks at Selene and asks her to explain herself. She tells him everything. Lucian is alive, the Lycans are armed, there was a Corvinus carrier, and Craven is a traitor. Victor listens carefully. Then he says something she did not expect. He already knows about the Corvinus bloodline. Michael is alone in the safe house, feverish and being forced into someone else's memories through Lucian's bite. A woman in candlelight. A dungeon. A punishment. These fragments are not his. They belong to Lucian. He is seeing the memory of Lucian's greatest loss. A vampire named Sonya, the most forbidden thing in this world, a vampire and a Lycan who fell in love in secret. Sonya was Victor's own daughter. When Victor discovered the relationship, he did not show mercy. He executed Sonya publicly and forced Lucian to watch. She was pregnant with Lucian's child when she died. That single act started everything. Not politics, not territory, not power. A father killing his daughter because she loved the wrong man. Lucian's entire war, 6 centuries of patience, sacrifice, and planning, is not about supremacy. It is about grief. It is about the child that was murdered before it could exist. He has been trying to finish what Victor destroyed from the moment Sonya died. Michael sees all of this and finally understands what he is caught in the middle of. Victor's awakening forces everyone's hand. Craven, sensing exposure, starts sending frantic messages to Lucian. Lucian has never fully trusted Craven and does not move any faster. Selene is ordered to bring Michael to Victor. She goes back to the safe house, gets Michael out just before Lucian's men arrive, and they run. Selene and Michael end up in the river. He pulls her out, keeps her from drowning, dresses her wounds, the same instinct that put him over a dying girl in a gunfight.
He simply cannot help it. They hide under the docks through the day.
When night comes, she tells him the full truth, what he is, what his blood means, what Lucian wants from him. Michael listens carefully. Then he asks what Victor wants. She does not answer, because she does not know yet, and that terrifies her. Selene interrogates the captured lichen scientist, Singe. He confirms everything, Lucian alive, the hybrid plan, Michael's bloodline, and gives her the location of the lichen lair. She brings this straight to Victor, expecting him to mobilize the coven immediately. He does not. Craven, cornered and desperate, tells Selene the truth about her family, the night the lichens supposedly massacred them, the night that made her a death dealer and gave her 6 centuries of purpose. It was not the lichens. It was Victor. He fed on her family room by room. When he reached Selene, he could not drain her. She reminded him too much of his dead daughter Sonja. So he turned her into a vampire instead, and filled her mind with a lie that would make her fight his war for the rest of time. 6 centuries of hunts, 6 centuries of kills, 6 centuries of grief and purpose. All of it built on a murder her own maker committed and blamed on her enemies. Selene barely processes this before Victor turns toward Michael. He knows what a hybrid means. His deepest instinct, the one that has driven every decision for 600 years, is destroying anything that threatens vampire supremacy. He moves to kill Michael, and Selene decides in that moment exactly whose side she is on. Selene finds Michael deep in the lichen tunnels, barely alive. Lucian is beside him, mortally wounded, shot by Craven in a desperate attempt to protect his own cover. Lucian, dying, looks up at Selene. 2 words: bite him. If she gives Michael the vampire virus on top of the lichen virus already running through him, both strains will combine. The hybrid will live. She looks down at him. She bites him. Victor arrives. Ancient and terrifying, he rips Michael away from Selene and hurls him through a concrete wall. Michael falls 15 feet into the flooded chamber below. Victor turns to Selene. His face says everything. "This is all because of you," she says. "This war, everything, all because of you and your fear." Below in the chamber, Michael's eyes snap open. Silver, not human, not vampire, not lichen, something entirely new. The hybrid rises from the water and faces Victor. Victor is 600 years old and has never lost. Michael hits back with a power that has no ceiling, still learning what it is. They tear through walls, through water, through the dark. Around them, vampires and lichens both stop fighting each other. Both sides press against windows and watch in total silence. Neither species knows who to cheer for. Victor pins Michael and begins to choke the life from him. Selene takes out his bodyguards, but Victor swats her into a wall. She lands in the mud, and there, inches from her face, Victor's sword gleams in the rain. She picks it up, stands. Victor turns. She has already swung. A thin red line appears across his face. He takes 1 step toward her, then half his skull slides off into the mud. He falls. 600 years of war ended in 1 stroke by the vampire he built from a lie. The chamber goes still. Selene and Michael stand in the center of it, surrounded by survivors of both species. Vampires and lichens step back. Nobody attacks. They all watch the 2 of them walk away into the dark and rain. Michael is still shifting, cycling between hybrid and human, not yet in control of what he has become. Selene stays close. They have no safe place. The coven wants her dead. Craven has fled. But they are alive and together, and for now, that is enough. But the film is not finished. Back inside the lichen lair, the dead scientist Singe lies on the floor of the ancient crypt. His blood, pure lichen blood, has pooled outward across the stone floor and is seeping through the cracks toward the sealed tomb of Marcus, the last surviving vampire elder, hanging motionless in deep hibernation. The lichen blood absorbs into his skin. His eyes open. They are silver, hybrid silver. The war is finally over. Or is it? And that was Underworld movie. Thank you for watching Not the End. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.